All right, my name is Kristen Miller. I'm an independent consultant and regional vice president with Arbonne, and this is one of the workshops that we do just to make people aware of the fact that you can actually make your own probiotic veggies in your home. And I do a lot of workshops with people and teach them a bunch of different skills. This is one of those skills, and I love it because it's so hands-on and so interactive. But there have been a lot of things in our news and on social media about our health. And I just want to say, if you're starting to wake up to the fact that we are in a season of really discovering what is in our food, we're going to talk about that today. And we're going to talk about why eating life-giving food matters. So, and it can be overwhelming when you're just diving in, right? So I just want to let you know, I'm going to change these video settings because video is a little bit sketchy right now, and I want to make sure that we get the best recording possible. So, all right. So, before we dive in to making these vegetables, I just want to talk a little bit about the state of our diet and why people are struggling with gut health so much, because I think a lot of times we'll go, oh, well, why do I have all these symptoms and why are these things happening? And a lot of times we think that it's just getting older, or it's just something that happens, right? When really it's about what we're putting into our body. So I know this is crazy, but almost all disease, all autoimmune disease actually begins in your gut, right? The gut is the second brain and it controls so much of your body. And your gut has the important job of breaking down foods into nutrients that get absorbed into the lining and are then transported throughout your entire body. Every cell in your body is fed through your gut. Your gut uses nerves, hormones, and bacteria to regulate that process. 73% of adults ages 18 through 44 have gut imbalance. That's pretty significant. 2 in 3 Americans are unfamiliar with the term gut microbiome, which are the trillions of bacteria that are living inside your digestive tract. 3 in 5 Americans don't know that an unhealthy gut can increase heart attack, stroke, and dementia risks. 71% of Americans don't know that antibiotics can kill good gut bacteria in addition to the bad. And that is so important, you guys. I remember as a kid, and I'm sure you do too, like they gave us an antibiotic for everything, right? 60% of Americans don't know that food sensitivities are not the same thing as food allergies. And that all goes back to your gut. And our passion is to help you learn how to fix your gut health issues and begin the journey of getting healthy again, wherever you are in that process. Through Arbonne, we've helped thousands of people stop the spiral of unhealthy habits. I'm one of those people. And we've given them the community and the products that they need to begin to feel better. So, did you know that 90% of your serotonin levels, which are your happy sense of well-being hormone, are made in your gut? You really can eat your way to happiness, but it's not in the way that you think. By giving our bodies what it needs, our mood actually improves. Give me 1 second. I'm about to sneeze, and I don't want to sneeze all over our beautiful, beautiful things. Whoop. All right. So the question is, how does our gut health get so messed up, right? Unfortunately, our standard American diet, we call it the SAD diet, has made it really difficult to keep the gut healthy. We have too much sugar, too many carbs, not enough protein and fiber, and we've overused antibiotics. We are all overly stressed, and our food supply is full of pesticides and chemical residues. So let's pause right there. Some new information just came out, and I really wanted to share it with you guys because I think it hits home the point of how many chemicals and pesticides are in our food and why it's really, really important. Let me see. So this is Dr. Casey Means, and she says, we are turning a blind eye to the dumping of 6 billion pounds of ultra toxic chemicals on our food each year globally, which is strongly linked to nearly every chronic disease we face by destroying our mitochondria. The history of these chemicals is shocking. A main class of pesticides used in the US, right, originated as a neurotoxic war chemical in Nazi Germany. Like, so there's so many different things, and I don't want to freak you out, but the chemicals that we're constantly spraying on our food affect our body, right? And we have the opportunity to be able to heal it again through food and through supplements. And a lot of times we don't really realize how much that affects every single part of what we do. Anyway, this is a great paper. I'll link it, but it's a ton of information. Anyway, so I want you to think about, you may be like, oh, well, it doesn't affect me that way. Well, let's talk about symptoms, right? Because symptoms are a big like indicator to what's going on in your body. So how many of these do you have? Let's talk about it. Heartburn, reflux, indigestion. Those are the things that we associate with gut health, right? Unexplained fatigue and sluggishness. Allergies or food intolerances. Unexplained weight changes. Lack of focus and brain fog. IBS, bloating and constipation, mood imbalances, anxiety and irritability, disturbed sleep, skin imbalance like eczema and acne, and puffy eyes. So all of those things can be traced back to your gut health. So the question then becomes, how do we fix it, right? So we can reduce our sugar and carbs, we can increase our protein and fiber, and I'm going to teach you about how to do that and how you can join us in that process. We can eat fermented foods like cultured vegetables, fermented veggies, yogurt, and even sourdough bread. Take antibiotics only when needed and stop eating meat and dairy grown with hormones and antibiotics. We need to eliminate all unfermented gluten from our diet and supplement with probiotics, prebiotics, and digestive enzymes. So we're fixing to dive right into the recipe, but I wanted to give you a basis for, okay, how do we think about food? Because really what we're going to do with this recipe is we're going to let our vegetables ferment in salt water with herbs in it, and it's going to produce an effervescent, bubbly mixture, and then it's going to activate more of those nutrients in our food. And it's such a cool thing. And so I want you to understand that wherever you are in this process, if this is like, oh, this is right where I'm at, or this is super overwhelming, I want you to understand that we're going to take it one step at a time. This recipe, so simple, more simple than sourdough bread, and sourdough can be really easy. But anyway, so why fermented vegetables? Why on earth? Why are we saying fermented all of the time, right? So here's why fermented vegetables are a good idea. They protect the body against infection by stimulating your immune system. They improve the digestion process. Fermented veggies help break down protein and carbohydrates, thus requiring less insulin for digestion. That's a really big deal, especially if you struggle with things like insulin resistance or diabetes. They provide an excellent source of antioxidants. They help fight candida and other bad yeast overgrowths. They keep your flora, which are your good bacteria, balanced throughout the digestive tract when you eat them regularly. And they increase the bioavailability of vitamins and minerals and reduce your blood glucose levels. So how do you make them? Well, it's actually a lot easier than you might think. So we're going to dive right in. I hope you guys are ready. Okay. So we clean jars. Oh, let's admit. Hey there, we're just fixing to go over our recipe. You can go ahead and mute yourself for me. That'd be great. We just did a little bit health overview, and now we are doing, we're gonna jump right into our recipe. All right, here we go. So we have our jar. We're gonna start out with our cucumber recipe, which are actually gonna be refrigerator pickles. This is such a simple recipe, and you can use any herbs that you want to use. I'm going to be using parsley and thyme and garlic because my store didn't have fresh dill at the moment. There's a big storm going on, so it just wasn't something that was available. So basically, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut the tops and bottoms off of this. I like pickles that are, those spears. So here we go. Here are my pickles. Let me bring you guys a little closer. All right. Alrighty. So I'm going to cut these in half because I really like to get all of these in my little container here. All right. So you want to make sure that this is clean, really clean before you begin, because we don't want any type of bad bacteria in there. I have an antibacterial function on the dishwasher that I use. You can also boil them if you want. However you feel the safest is great. The cutting of the veggies is what takes the longest. I don't know if you guys have ever made regular pickles before, but this is much easier and super gut friendly. You're actually going to sit this on your counter and it's going to make probiotics for you. I just think that's the best thing ever. All right. So if you have favorite herbs that you like to add to just about everything, like mine is thyme. I love to add thyme, fresh thyme to different recipes. Like next year, I'm gonna put thyme in my garden so that I can use it. So drop that in the comments, let me know. All right. Oh, I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it. One last cucumber. All right, so the important part of this recipe, and I'm gonna say it several times because it really matters. There are three things. The first thing is that you're going to want to have salt that is actually salt that does not contain iodine in it. So any type of salt that is like a sea salt, well, that could be in there better, couldn't it? Any type of sea salt would be fine. Any type of pink Himalayan salt that hasn't been baked. And basically what we're looking for here is just something that iodine is actually antibacterial, and we want to actually grow the good bacteria in this. So here's our cucumbers. That's great. We're gonna set that there. All right. Clean all that up. And then we're going to do our carrots. So I've got this other jar here. You can do one or the other, whatever you'd like. Now, I am a big fan of garlic. I don't know about you guys, but I love me some garlic. So I'm going to be putting a lot of garlic in mine. So I'm just going to stick these carrots in just like this. If you like your carrots a little thinner, great. If you like them to be, cut up, totally do that too. But really, this is your preference, right? You're not going to mess this up. The second thing that you need to make sure of, so the first thing is salt. This kind of salt matters. The second thing is you need to make sure you're using filtered water. It doesn't matter what kind of filtered water, but you cannot use tap water, okay? The tap water is just, it just has more chemicals in it. And we really want to make sure that we are taking good care of the good bacteria as it grows. All right, we're getting there. If you like to shave your carrots off just so they're a little bit more smooth, you totally can. I do that sometimes. My favorite recipe, and I should have brought it with carrots, is garlic carrots and ginger. It's a little bitey. I didn't bring it because I just thought, oh, people may not love ginger, but I'm a big ginger fan. So that's a great recipe that you can try. Alrighty. Oh, we're getting close. What do you guys think? Almost there. Okay, I think we're just gonna need so you can stuff this full. That's totally good. Now, if you get really into this, you can get certain fermenting lids and weights that you can put on here. If you are interested in that, that's great. This is beginner friendly, so we're not going to do that today. But if you want, sorry, I dropped something on the floor. That's why I was looking. But if you want that, that's great. So here is what we're going to do now. We're going to get just a few sprigs of each of our favorite herbs. Okay, so for me, I'm going to put 2 sprigs of thyme, just like this. So I'm going to have some left over in my veggies. And then I'm going to put probably 4 cloves of garlic because I really like garlic. If you're not a big garlic lover, I would probably just do, 1. But I love garlicky things. So this is a big sprig, so I'm going to stick that in the side. It's going to all mix up, just like this. Okay. Doesn't have to be fancy. Ooh, that smells so good. Ah, I wish you could smell that fresh herb smell. It's wonderful. All right, so this is our parsley. I love parsley. I love parsley in spaghetti sauce too. So we're gonna take ourselves some parsley. And I like to just chop that first stem off. Let's stick that in there. Okay. Perfect. So really, when I say you can use any fresh herbs that you want, you can even use dried herbs. It's just not going to taste as flavorful. So if I were using dried herbs, what I would do is I would use probably a tablespoon. So if you wanted to do an Italian thing, you could do a tablespoon of Italian herbs in here. Also oregano is really great. Oregano has some amazing antibacterial properties. That would be awesome to use. So it's really just going to depend on what you enjoy. Alrighty. So now our last thing is our garlic. We're going to put our garlic in here. I'm going to do 4 cloves, but if you're not a garlic fan, maybe do 1 or 2. Phew, this is potent. I just like to buy the garlic that is already peeled for stuff like this. So if you grow your own garlic, whatever, any kind of garlic will work. Here's our salt. This is pink Himalayan sea salt. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons in each of these. So 2 teaspoons here, 2 teaspoons here. This is actually a half a teaspoon measuring spoon. So you'll see me put 4, but it's really because 2, 3, 4. So the reason that we're putting salt in the water is because this was going to kill off the bad bacteria, but it's going to allow the good to grow. Okay. There we go. There's our salt. Show you guys that. This is what it looks like. See the salt down on the bottom. All right. So here's our filtered water, right? We're going to just pour it over the top. I'm going to show you a really quick, easy way to get this all mixed up. We want to pour, actually, I'm going to take this all to the top. Here we go. Let's see. Okie doke. Now we're going to pour this in. You can see that the salt is already dissolved. I'm just going to pour it. Oh, a little more left. I want to make sure that is covered. Here we go. Okay. So the third thing you need to remember with these veggies, we're going to seal this really tight and shake it up, but then we're going to let it sit on our counter for 1 to 2 days unrefrigerated. And that's going to begin fermenting. And what you're going to see happening as you sit them on your counter is there's going to be little bubbles that start to come up, right? So we're shaking this, making sure all of the salt is dissolved. But as you set them on your counter, they're going to, because they become effervescent, they're going to start bubbling just slightly. So you're going to want to sit them on a cutting board or on a little plate. And you want to make sure that this little lid here is loose, because if not, it will build up pressure. Okay, you're going to make it loose just like this and set it right there on your counter for 1 to 2 days. If you've never had fermented vegetables before, I would say after 1 day, give it a try and see what you think. If it's, the second day is going to make it even more flavorful, but you may not be used to that yet. So whatever works for you. So here we are. Here's our refrigerator pickles is what I call them, but they're fermented cucumbers. We're going to shake this up. Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining us. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what we actually do with Arvon, which is help people fix their gut health naturally through food, coaching you through what to eat and how to eat it in our coaching groups, and then also with our supplements. We have 2 different groups right now that we're coaching people through. The first one is our 7-day fresh start. It's great. It's a quick way to get some health wins if you are interested in fasting and that low carb lifestyle, right? But if you are really needing a real reset, like I'm fixing to start in October, our 30 days to healthy living. And that is the thing that I would recommend to help heal your gut and to really get some wins for your health. If you had 5 or more of those symptoms that we talked about in our video, what that really means is that we need something to help us reset mentally, physically, our habits. And the great thing about Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living is that it replaces 80% of your food and drinks over that 30-day period. So you don't have to do any guesswork of what supplements to take or how to take them. We help you through all of those things. You replace your meals, 2 meals a day, with our protein shake. This is Essential Meal Protein. It has vegan protein in it, and it's also sweetened with organic cane sugar and stevia. It's a great win for your health. It has avocado oil in it, which is so beneficial for your body. It's got those great fats that are going to help you keep you full longer, right? My very favorite thing that Arbonne makes are our little energy fizz, and they come in all different kinds of flavors. You get 60 of these, 60 servings and 60 servings, right? We teach you how to have really amazing, delicious snacks. And then this little packet right here comes in a pack of 30, and this is our green synergy elixir. It actually has Bacillus coagulant in it, which is one of the good bacteria that Roundup kills off in your gut. So this is such a huge win for your health. It's greens, it's a supplement for your skin called hyaluronic acid, right? It is your probiotics, your digestive enzymes. I love this stuff. I drink it all the time. I want to show you exactly how easy it is. I love to do my greens and my fizz in one bottle and sip on it throughout the day. So that's what I'm going to show you. This comes in the 30-day set, and you may be like, Kristen, I'm not really ready to reset everything. And I would say, you know what? If you're going to do one healthy thing a day for your health, one thing to just help combat that standard American diet, this is what I do. And of course, fizz. Fizz is life. Like, I'm a mom of 3 little kids. Fizz is life. It's just the reality of it. So this is going to look a little like pond scum, but it tastes so good. It's so delicious. I love it. Pop that fizz in there. Give it a shake. I'm going on a road trip today, and this is going with me. All right. It's that easy. As a mom of littles, I need nutrition to be easy, and I need to know that it's clean and safe. This protein shake I share with my kids. Like, I need to know there aren't any heavy metals. I need to know there's no glyphosate. I need to know that it's safe, and it is. And our ingredient standards are amazing. We believe in people and planet over profit. So it's such a big win. We're a B Corp. You can look that up. But let's say you're like, okay, this is awesome, but it's a little overwhelming. What can I do for my health? Like, I need a probiotic. What do you recommend? I've never had one before. I'm not really sure that I'll even like it. Biotic sticks. These are what my kids take. Anyone can take them, ages 4 and up. It has Bacillus subtilis DE111, which is actually really great for your immune support, your immune system, but it tastes like a pixie stick. My kids love these. So the person that invited you to this, or I will follow up with you if I'm the one that invited you to this. We'll chat with you about what your health goals are, and we'll help create a plan for you that is tailored to your individual needs. So we're cheering you on. Wherever you are in your process getting healthy, small wins over time lead to big gains, you guys. And you have everything that it takes to get healthy. And I know that it can be overwhelming. I know setting up new habits can be so hard sometimes, but you know what? We're here to partner with you to make that a reality. A lot of people say, Kristen, I would love to do the 30 days. I just don't know that I have the money. And here's all that I would tell them. I typically wind up saving money when I do the 30 days to healthy living, because 80% of my meals, of everything, of my supplements is done for the whole month. I don't have to drive through. If I drive through, I'm getting a glass of water for my fizz, right? So I am resetting my health, and it saves me money in the long run because of all the different snack foods that I used to eat, right? That this takes the place of. So instead of thinking, oh, well, I'm just going to spend a ton of money on this, I want you to think about swapping your brands. There's a lot of info coming out about how corrupt our food system is. But what if you were to swap your brands to healthier choices when you can? That's my challenge to you. Arbonne is a great company. They make healthy living simple. And if you're looking for that, we would love nothing more than to help you in that journey. Please reach out to us and share with us your symptoms. Please reach out to us and tell us what are the things that are holding you back from joining us, because it's our mission to help families get healthy together. Thanks so much for joining us, and I look forward to chatting with you. Bye, guys.